Hey, welcome to our first community conversations. My name is Lloyd, and I'm
And
here
I'm
with
Lexi.
yeah. And what we're doing is we are bringing you guys conversations about the community at large within Tomball, so that can cover a variety of topics, whether they be with the library itself or other businesses and goings on within the community. And we're going to be trying to do this here all through summer reading. So for the next 7, 8, 9 weeks. I can't remember the
Mhm.
exact time frame. Yeah,
It's about 9 weeks, give
nine
or take
weeks.
9 or 10.
Now, if anyone's watched us before, you probably remember us from the Tech Talks, and usually we'd start off with something cool like, hey, what have you been doing this week? But because it's a Monday, I have just literally woken up and eaten breakfast, and now we're recording at 2, so my day's pretty boring, my week so far. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about things going on. Now, it is currently, when you're seeing this, June 2nd, so that would be Tuesday. And that is the second official day of summer reading start. So Monday was the start of summer reading. Now, Lexi, have you been reading any books lately? No? Listening? None?
So here's the thing about librarians. I'm about to myth bust a myth about
Libraries.
librarians.
Yeah.
A lot of people think, oh, you work in a library, so you must read a lot. That is a false fact, people.
No time to
And
read.
it's probably actually one of the most annoying things you can tell a librarian.
Yeah.
But no, I have actually. No, I stand corrected. I started reading a book this past weekend. I wasn't like hardcore reading it. It was just kind of casual reading.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I did start to read that a little bit, but it wasn't anything super serious, like maybe 30 minutes. But that's all you need.
That's all you need.
So
So sign up, get those minutes marked. For those of you who are interested, I haven't been reading either, so don't worry about it. But for those who are interested who have never done summer reading before, real quickly, I'm going to take you to our website here so that you can see how you can sign up yourself. So this is the Harris County webpage, hcpl.net. And on this
yep.
webpage, you're going to see 4 big boxes here. They were usually a lot smaller, but now they've changed here. We got a few things that we're going to touch on today, just talking about this update. But one of the big ones here is the summer reading program where it says summer reading, learn more. You'd click there. And then from there, you'll be taken to this page, which is going to talk about HCPL SRP, which is Harris County Public Library Summer Reading Program 2020, and how you can sign up, log, earn points, and rewards just by reading or doing other fun activities. So go to this page, and then click that link there to sign up. Now, what we use is Beanstack. This is something that we've been using for a few years now. So if you already have a Beanstack account, you're good. You don't have to create another account this summer. It doesn't go away. You can continue using the other account and just sign up for this program here once you log back in. So if you remember that information, cool. If you don't, you can always request the password reset. But if this is your first time doing this, which I know a lot of people are like, it's summertime. I've been indoors. What can I do with all this indoor time and stuff like that? So, participating in something like this is a good way to just maybe have some fun, write some reviews, maybe even interact with other people who are reading through things like book clubs online that we might be hosting. Those sorts of things that you might want to try and do. So, check out the summer reading program here for 2020. Now, do you have something else?
Oh, I was going to say also, just so you guys know, another myth is that you have to be reading a book for summer reading. That's a false.
That's true.
That you can listen to audiobooks, you can read magazines, you can read manga, and, well, not anime.
Can't
I don't
read.
know.
I mean, you
It
could
depends.
read anime with subtitles. Yes, you could do
I was about to say,
that.
I think they could count that. If they're reading the subtitles with the anime, I think they should be able to count that because they're still reading.
Subs for
So,
life, man. Subs for life.
yeah, I'm gonna say I'm gonna count that. So, Teens of Tombow, you're allowed to count that.
There you go. Adults too, because that's what I do. I
Yeah.
read. I read my anime.
So, I mean, manga, comics, anything really counts towards summer reading, even audiobooks. So, don't think that you have to sit down and read a chapter book if that discourages you. So,
Yeah, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. We're not expecting you to like plow through War and Peace every week or something like that. This is not. It's not. We're not sadistic like that. Read a comic, read a manga, read a
yeah.
newspaper article, read a magazine, whatever, just as long as you're reading. Or there are going to be some other activities that you'll see on there, some things like maybe creating something or was going out. I'm not certain if they still have those sorts of things, but it's going to be some form of interaction probably. Maybe taking a picture and posting it to social media. Check out those things because those can earn you points too. But yeah, I don't read that often anymore. I listen to books too, so I'm in the same boat. Those will count for you. But beyond that, there's also this other thing that we have started to push out here, and this is something that we've been doing just recently, and this is the Ask Us section here. So part of this is usually we might go to the library, especially in Tomball. The library is also in the college, so you would go there for reference questions. This is stuff like maybe trying to find out information about a paper, especially with finals that were coming up and everything, getting research papers done. We wanted to inform everyone that those services are still available through this new feature that we've been rolling out called Reference One-on-One Online. So basically what you can do as a member of the Harris County Public Library is request a reference session with one of the librarians to talk about those things that you might ask about in person at the reference desk. Now, some things about this. This is reference requests, so it's not going to be stuff for accounts or like fines and fees. Those sorts of things you can usually do through an email. And one of our circulation or other staff members will be able to check that information out for you. This is going to be more for like you need information on a book or a research topic or maybe even finding a title or something like that. There's a variety of different reference things available out there. But you can make an appointment with one of the librarians within the system and get a one-on-one session online through Teams, which is like Skype or like Zoom, and you can talk to us face-to-face through the computer so that you don't have to come in, or for those branches like ours that are still closed, you can still use our skills without with the branch being unopened to the public. But yeah, that is something that we're doing just now. It's just started, so please feel free, take a look at that and try it out. Have you had any reference questions yet? Have you done it yet at all? No, same. See, so we're sort of waiting for y'all.
Yeah, we have the time blocked off for you guys. You just got to utilize it.
Gotta utilize it. But yeah, like I said, try and keep it to things that would be reference specific. Just because it's a waste of time for actually you as a patron to set up this big 30-minute block of time and then have us go, we actually can't check your account or something like that because we don't have those tools. It requires specific network connections that maybe not all of us have. So keep those sorts of things in mind. One of those emails might be better. But yeah.
Don't forget, especially since I know people are watching this on Facebook, you guys can, like Lloyd was saying, especially when it comes to account information, you can always check it through our website with whatever account you have it set up with. I know I check mine via the phone number I have my HCPL account set up with, so
there you go.
Always do that.
Yeah, no, check out our website and go through there and see if you can do a password reset or something like that. See if you can check on your information that way. But with everything that's been going on, I know fines have been waived on quite a few things. So some branches are open. You can return and get those books out of your house if you just hate seeing them. We also, I'm sure, our branches would like them back. But yeah. There's ways to do that. But let's go ahead and talk about the main thing here. So what we wanted to bring to you today was some discussion about businesses in the area that have been opening up with the lifting of the stay-at-home orders that have been going on throughout Texas. So, but yeah, we're going to talk about some of the local businesses and organizations that have been opening up and things that they've been doing to prepare. And we're also going to maybe talk a little bit about Harris County's preparations in general. See what's going on. So, Lexi, you're not really from Tomball, so you haven't really gotten to explore a little bit yet. But one of the major things in Tomball is the farmers market. Now, do you have a farmers market near you that you usually go to?
We do. Kima actually has their farmers market that they typically, I think they have it like, usually before COVID, it was once every weekend, I think.
Okay.
That's once a week. Every week.
That's similar to ours then. Yeah, so ours is every Saturday from like 9 to 1, I think is what it would be. And I know in April it looked like they had started to do preparation. They had maybe like, this is from reading their website because unfortunately, I haven't been out to go see these sorts of things myself. I'm trying to ensure that I don't get like open areas where there's lots of people just to keep myself safe in general. So I'm trying to play it safe in general. So I usually stay away from big gatherings, even if it's open air like that. But I know as early as April they had gone into a like planning session, and they had come back with something so that they could still host it while being social distant aware and compliant with like PPE stuff. So when I went to check their website, it looked like they had a Facebook group, which a lot of the vendors will post to, and I saw quite a few of them, out with their tents and all, but they were following like PPE, and they had gloves, and they had plastic wraps and wear and stuff like that. So it looks like the farmers market has been operating for a while with this compliance sort of thing, and that's actually pretty great because the farmers market itself is this really cool place in Tomball that you can go to, and you can partake in fresh produce or really good home cooking or a whole bunch of different other
So
things.
I have a question.
Yeah.
You said they had a Facebook, right?
Yeah.
So did they start that before COVID? Did they have that before COVID, or was it something they developed after?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you. I think the group's been around because it's just a posting group where people will post to. Unfortunately, I'm not a member of it, and in all honesty, I stay away from Facebook as much as I can unless it's for work, which is why which is why I looked on it for this information today. But from what it looks like, it's been around for a while because people have been posting there from before April, at least as I was scrolling through the timeline, at least before things started to close down like crazy. But yeah, at least for the group itself, it's there. But they do have a website where you can see, like different vendors, where the thing takes place. So like in which areas of the depot it's at, where you can park, and they have a whole bunch of photos that are rolling through on a timeline, as well as if you're interested, how you can apply for a booth there. So yeah, so if you're interested in that, with anything that you may be doing, check it out. Although that is a bit of a drive for you. But if you're in Tomball for work anyway. If you're in Tomball for work anyway, it's not as horrible. I mean, it is Saturdays, so you got to keep in mind that. But yeah, there's been quite a bit of people that have been going there. It looks like there's a lot of good activity, and it's actually really great because we actually used to do the farmers market as well as part of the library. We would be there for a few hours on Saturdays. We would go out and read stories. We would help people sign up for library cards. We'd bring some books
wow.
that people could check out. Yeah. I just think I don't remember what it was specifically, but we had to pull out from that. But there's still a really great place to go. So I would recommend if you are part of the Tomball area and you're looking for something really cool to do on Saturday.
I know local restaurants we had talked about, and like how some of them around the community have been doing drive-through or pickup only orders.
Oh yeah.
I know a lot of businesses. I don't know about smaller ones, but I know a lot of businesses have been doing more partnerships with things like Grubhub, Uber Eats, and DoorDash.
Right.
Versus like only being on one of them.
Yeah, expanding their market share to that. Myself personally, I'm a mead fan, so I enjoy fresh meads that are made, and there's a meadery in Tomball, and I remember that it was, I want to say 3 weeks ago. It was the Thirsty Bee Meadery. It's off of Commerce Street in Tomball. I'm a big fan of one of their meads there, and they also have these really good cashews that are like spiced with rosemary and stuff. It's amazing. Anyway, the Thirsty Bee Meadery, at least they had opened up for like a curbside pickup, so you could come up and check out like what they had. They had a big. They weren't letting you in the building. They weren't doing sit down or anything like that. I mean, that's been the same with a lot of businesses. Like you said, people have been doing drive up or order online or order by phone and pick up. They've been doing pickup orders in town.
Yeah.
So it's been great to see that a lot of the good eateries in the area haven't been shut down completely, because a lot of that's a lot of their heavy traffic is people in the door sitting down. And as someone who enjoys food myself, there's places like Fire Ant Brewery, 403 Eats.
Yeah, I was about to say, places like breweries and things like that. Things that kind of have more of a dependence upon alcohol versus like food,
Mm-hmm.
like finding ways around that. But I know there's a place down here. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called Nobies.
I have not.
They basically like do their own mead and everything, and like I think it's like each month or each week is a different mead that they do. It's pretty neat.
Wow.
But I think they're only doing takeout orders right now. I don't know what they're doing as far as like with what you were talking about, like if they're doing growlers or anything like that. But
Yeah.
it's pretty neat.
I guess one of the things we say too is, if anyone who's got a business in Tomball is actually like open, drop that in the comments here underneath.
Yeah.
That way, other people who are viewing the library webpage can see. One of the things is that we're part of this community, and we want the people in the community to be able to engage with other aspects of it. So if you're out here, since we're talking about it anyway, if you got a business and you're open, let people know. That way they know they can come visit you and be part of
Not
the.
just that, like if you're interested in possibly doing like one of these community conversations with us about something that you're doing within the community, we'd be happy to hear about it.
Yeah.
So,
Speaking of Comics Cafe, they just made a partnership with this year. They wanted to jump in on the last TopCon, which, by the way, not really happening right now from the looks of it. So,
no.
um,
It's safe to say that's unfortunately been
yeah,
canceled, but
yeah, there's not much we can do about that. But there are a variety of groups that we had worked with, and so I know Comics Cafe, who had just partnered with us, they're joining up. They were going to join up this year, but they're still open. They're doing business. Um, there's a few other game stores in the area that are really popular. Take a look at. Um, but yeah, I mean, the gaming community is still going on at large, even if it's not necessarily in person. But it looks like
oh yeah.
with some of the things being lifted, if the location has enough space, people can come in and take a table or something like that, and still be social distant, or they can follow PPE protocols and stuff like that to play games, which is pretty great. Have you noticed any businesses that have been like, no, we're still closing down or anything? I mean,
So actually, I've been seeing the complete opposite down here,
yeah.
which I'm personally I'm not a huge fan of. Just because like large crowds in general, given the situation, give me a little bit of feeling.
Hmm.
But I've been seeing more and more of like, restaurants are open to sit down eating and like Michael's down here, it was originally just curbside for the longest time.
Hmm.
I think now they've officially reopened their store for walk-ins and things like that.
Hopefully with like
Um,
25% capacity, probably, right?
I don't know. I just noticed people were walking in and out of there.
True.
I know. I know. Prior to going to curbside only, they had done a thing where they monitored who was coming in and who was going out, basically.
Gotcha.
And I've seen a couple other places do that where they'll have a staff associate outside, and they'll be gauging like who can go in and who can't.
Which is, that's good precaution. Just because
It is.
just because some things are lifted doesn't mean that the threat's gone. In fact, there's lots of evidence that say it might resurge. So be as safe as you can. You know,
It already
there
has.
you there you go. Be as safe as you can. Uh, but with that, one of the other things as well as businesses, even the library itself, we're starting to reopen branches now. With Tomball, we're a different situation because the building itself is Lone Star, who are like a co-owner, co-partner with. Essentially, they're another large community figure within Tomball, but they are remaining closed except for essential personnel. And
Yep.
for certain students that absolutely had to come in to finish things like finals. So for that sort of stuff, we rely on their go-ahead in order to re-enter the building. So personally, Tomball is not open at the time, but other branches are going to be starting curbside here soon. Now things got
We don't know for sure
yeah,
when we'll be starting curbside. Originally, we were planning for this week, but that didn't happen.
right. Things got pushed back,
So,
so we'll,
yeah, so we're not sure. We're hoping for next week, though,
yep.
but we don't know.
So these sorts of things, we're taking it as it comes because we as a county entity rely on information from things like Commissioners Court as well as those in the higher up the hierarchy of Harris County uh, legislative and judiciary. So we sort of wait for cues from them before we take action on these sorts of things. Now, we've been planning things, so whenever we are given
Yes,
the go-ahead, we'll
absolutely.
start to roll those things out. But yeah, it's just we can't just be like, all right, we're opening because it's something that
Yeah.
as a county entity we have to take into account.
Well, not just as a county either. I mean, think about it this way. We are a public facility.
Right.
So unlike stores where you go in, you buy something, and then you take it home with you, we are getting things from other patrons. So it's like they not only take the book, they give it back to us as well after they've had it for 2, 3, 6 weeks, you know?
And then we give it to
So,
someone else, so we have to take precautions. We have to make sure things.
exactly.
Not to mention,
Yeah.
some places, you go in, you do your business, and you leave. With the library, it's usually a place of study, but as well as recreation and relaxation. So, like library programs that we would be having going on, that would have people in the building. So we're gonna curtail those, do more online focused things. If we had people in the building, how long can they be in there? Because some people would be there all day from open to close, and that means a lot of contact with others. So these are just things that we have to take into mind, and so we always defer to the higher ups on that sort of stuff. But yeah, so we plan to do the same thing. We'll see what happens to Tomball. We're gonna keep you guys posted though. So if you are interested in what's going on, just keep following the Facebook page or our Twitter or go to the HCPL website and click on our branch. And as soon as we have news, it'll be posted up in one of these locations so that you guys can know as well.
Also, you guys should check out Instagram because sometimes I'll do passive programs on there. So check that out if you're looking for something to do.
And Instagram and even Nextdoor. I forget. We have so many different avenues. There are things that are coming back into focus here. People are opening up, and if you are a business, like I said, leave a comment below. If you're not a business and you want to see the library open, just share some love with us because we want to open up too. But we have reasons to not open up right away. So, but
Safety.
let us know that you're thinking of us, and we'll because we all think of you. We miss our regulars, miss our patrons in general, miss bringing you guys the services and things that you request at the branch.
I hope people reach out to us, especially like if not for anything else, it's some good FaceTime with your community, especially if you're trying to promote small businesses and things like that. So let us know what you're doing out there.
Yeah, let us know. All right, well then I think that'll about cover it. So we'll call this community conversation closed for the time being. That's 3 C's. We've done alliteration like crazy this whole episode. Thank you so much for joining us for this first episode of Community Conversations. We'll come back to you guys next week, Tuesday at 3 p.m. with another one. We'll see what's going on then. We're going to talk to a few other people, see if we can get some other faces in here that you may have seen in other videos. But for this one, this is, yeah.
One last thing before y'all go.
Okay.
We are doing a partnership D&D group with Parker Williams. So if y'all are interested, if you're new, if you're a veteran, come and join us. We're playing the Lost Mines of Phandelver right now,
Cool.
which is the starter kit. I know Tanner and I have been planning to possibly run Tomb of Annihilation after we run the starter set. So
why do you want us to die?
they don't know that.
The name is Tomb of Annihilation. I don't know what they can.
So, I mean, hey, come check us out. Join us. It's every Wednesday at 3:30. We post information every Tuesday at 3:30 to go up. So,
All right, there you go.
get some human contact.
Yeah. Join in for some fun D&D adventures. Lost Mines is always good. But thank you guys so much for joining us. This has been Lloyd.
And I'm Lexi.
And we will probably catch you guys next week.